My name is Irene Carroll, and I was National Chair from 2006 to 2007. The first time we heard about LACA was at Hampshire Caterers when I think it must have been a flyer or something came out to the counties, and we discussed it at the board, and they thought they'd actually have one subscription and wanted a volunteer to be that person to go to meetings, and I was that volunteer. When I started going to LACA meetings and realised that the amount of absolute brilliant knowledge that was out there, that I started to listen and think, hang on a minute, there's a lot of things I can learn from this. Because when you're in a county, they don't really put their arms out around other counties. So it was quite a different experience. So when I sort of really got into LACA and I realised just the connections that we could have with so many people, it was wonderful. So I took every opportunity I could to rack up at people's brains. When I took over the chair, one of my biggest challenges was facing all the morale issues that had come out because of the Channel 4 programme. Morale was very, very low in the schools, and I was aiming to actually get that morale up and make them realise that we all supported them throughout their careers. It wasn't easy, and I went length and breadth of the country saying so, and on television, etc. I think that what developed from that is that the School Food Trust was also being formed, and I was determined to open doors and to make sure that LACA was part around that table, to make sure that we actually got the right messages coming out. What we did do in conjunction with the School Food Trust, they put some monetary contribution into it. We actually made a TV commercial, and that was to go out everywhere. And I know lots of the authorities used it as a very useful tool when explaining to parents about it, and that the commercial itself was obviously showing off good food, but the underlining message was thank you to all our staff. I think the outstanding enjoyment I had with LACA my year, I probably got two. One was obviously getting a white envelope with gold embossment around it, inviting LACA to Buckingham Palace for the first British hospitality reception, and having the opportunity to talk to the Queen about school children and their eating habits, which was really quite exceptional. But my favourite is at the end of my conference, I had everybody singing "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life." And they really enjoyed it. And some of the girls all got up and they were dancing in the aisles, and off they went. And the next morning, I did have some tremendous emails back to say, we thoroughly enjoyed the end of your conference. But I think the icing on the cake was when Michael Portillo came over to me, and he was our last speaker that day, and said to me, if only all conferences were as good as that.